What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Game Show. My name's AJ Gills. How y'all doing? I know I have not put up a video in this for about a week. You probably thought I was just gonna, just kind of ignore E3 because, in all honesty, I think it was terrible. Other than Nintendo, I thought Nintendo killed it, and I think Bethesda was okay. But overall, I thought this year's E3 either sucked or was just forgettable. Either way, we're gonna be taking a look at some gameplay videos. I was gonna say this weekend, but now that I think about it, it is Sunday. I kind of slept most of Saturday. I was up almost all way too long on Friday playing Judgment, and all that. So, if you're wondering why it was that I haven't put up a video in this video for E3 stuff yet, I was planning on doing it throughout the week. It's just I got wrapped up. It's probably one of the last few times I'm going to be talking about this. But I've been in an 8-week training course for a job thing. I passed my final evaluation. I just got to go through orientation. Then I'll be, out in the floor dealing blackjack, actually. I'm going to be working at a casino. My old man works there. He's gone through this. Says, I should be good to go in about 2 weeks. I'm kind of waiting for HR to call me and tell me when orientation is. So, hopefully everything will settle down and I can get into a rhythm between my YouTube stuff and my job stuff. It's just been kind of weird with how my class was scheduled. So, but like I said, it was just final evaluation week and whatnot. Then we had Judgment, and like I said, I slept most of Saturday, so we didn't really get a lot of E3 stuff. So either way, probably going to be another 2-3 videos. And really, the one I wanted to start with was really, I think, the Nintendo game that really kind of, I don't want to say stuck with me the most, because I got to be honest, that was Fire Emblem Three Houses, and I already did that video, but this one really caught my eye. This is Astral Chain. From what I understand about it, you play as some sort of like cop or military force that has this weird, you form these weird connections with demons or spirits or something. I don't know, it looked really cool. Neat little action game. I don't know really what to expect out of this, but the concept seemed neat. The trailer seemed neat that we saw during the Nintendo Direct. And we got about a 2-part gameplay presentation. So obviously we're going to do this one video with a break in the middle just so I can get up and use the facilities and whatnot. Maybe grab another beer, because I doubt this one's going to last me a full 30 minutes. Either way, let's go.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Nintendo Treehouse Live 2019. My name is Roxanne, and I'm joined by my colleague Demetrius, Sam, Mr. Tara from Platinum Games, who is the director on the brand new action game on Nintendo Switch.
Oh, this is Platinum Games! Oh my god!
For him.
How did I miss that at, Oh, I know why I missed that during the Nintendo Direct. I can't believe I'm that much of an idiot. Jesus Christ. I saw I'm looking at that guy's shirt. It was the Platinum Games logo. There was a P with a little star. I'm like, what, are they doing Persona on the Switch finally? I keep hoping they're going to do that. But I saw that P, I'm thinking Persona, and then it went right into Astral Chain, and I was like, okay, well, what the hell happened? That's the Platinum Games logo. I remember now, I was reading articles leading up into E3 saying that Platinum Games was working on a new title. They're working on a new action game that wasn't Bayonetta, and I'm still waiting for Bayonetta 3, though. But okay, that's what this is. All right, I'm sorry. I just kind of had like a weird epiphany, and now I kind of feel like an asshole.
Would Mr. Tara like to open with any opening remarks?
まず最初になんかお言葉とかも。はい。プラチナゲームズの田浦隆久と申します。今日はアストラル。I swear the Platinum Games logo looks so much like
the Persona logo to me.
ぜひ皆さん。
Just the P and the whatever.
From Platinum Games, and today is going to be the first time that we're going to be showing off play footage from the game. So please, everybody at home, we'd like you to enjoy.
All right. All right, good. So I get to jump into it? All right. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we got a special treat. We're going to show kind of the beginning of the game for you guys. So what you see here is kind of a character sheet. You can select between a male or female, but it's kind of note that these are actual sisters, brothers and sisters. I'm going to today go ahead and select the male character here, and I'm going to go through and customize this character real quick. Let me put my name in there. Let me give a name. That's right. I got to make this important.
Yeah, while Demetrius is naming his character and customizing his look, I did see a police logo in that background there. Could Mr. Tara sort of elaborate on the game setting, the story, and the characters we'll be encountering?
後ろに警察のロゴが映ってますけれども、ゲーム全体の世界観についてお話しいただけますでしょうか。
そうですね。地球を舞台にした近未来の世界なんですけれども。異世界からのですね侵略を受けていまして、もうほとんどの大陸が汚染されてしまっている状態で、人類はですねアークという人工島に逃げ延びているんですけども、そこにもついに魔の手が迫ってきて、今まさに事件が勃発しているっていうところからゲームがスタートします。
So the game starts. The game is set essentially in the near future on Earth. And all the land of the Earth is under attack from another dimension where it's being polluted by this mysterious matter. And there's essentially an attack from the other world, and that's how the game starts. The game is also set on a place called Ark as well. 実際ゲームの本編はこのキャラクター選択の前にもちゃんとシナリオが入ってたりするので、そこも楽しみにしていただきたいなと思います。 Actually, the game also has a part that you can play as well that happens before this, so we'd like you to look forward to that as well.
And I want to highlight this rad transition.
We love this.
So good.
Here we go. So we're in File 1 Startups. The file is actually kind of like a chapter for those who are wondering. And right off, you're going to see it right at the bat. We're actually kind of more in a motorcycle chase. I'm on a hot pursuit. So we're going to see a lot of different styles of gameplay in this game. It's really, really, really great.
But yeah, jumping right into the action, wasting no time whatsoever.
We've got several eyewitness reports of gate openings in Central City, Zone 36.
So we're going to start taking down these enemies. And then Sam, why don't you just kind of help describe it?
Yeah. Actually, while we have Taros on here, I was wondering if he might want to talk a little bit about this sequence and about some of the enemies that we're encountering here.
今タウラさんに目に見えているシーケンスについてお話しいただけますでしょうか。
ここがまさに今事件が発生した場所に主人公が向かっている最中のところになってまして、で、攻撃ボタンだったり移動の操作だったりとかっていうのをこうシューティングゲーム風に学ばせてくれるような演出になってます。
So this actually is taking place just as the player is heading for the place where an incident has taken place. And to make the controls easier to understand for the player, they're set up kind of like a shooting game.
アクションゲームとしていきなりシューティングゲーム始まっちゃうんでちょっと驚かれる。
This reminds me of a part from Bayonetta.
会話とかも展開して世界
Sorry, that's just what I'm like the vibe I'm getting. It's weird.
To start an action game like this with a shooting sequence. However, it allows for a lot of exposition to happen concerning the story. As you can see, that people are talking.
Central City at the moment.
I always thought I was going to get hit by that. I'm glad I still dodged it. All right, so we're almost there. I'm making our way. Whoa!
And about what the
back kick on the jump.
I think that just kind of highlights a lot of the gameplay variety that we're going to see in this game.
Oh, I don't want to get hit there. Come on, get him. There we go.
Nice.
And we can see Akira is talking to the main character currently. Akira is the name of the younger twin sibling, so the gender you did not pick becomes a very central character in the story.
That's right.
It kind of reminds me of the Rider twins.
It's a weapon that's actually going to transform into many different.
Sorry, it reminds me of the Rider twins from Fuck Me Sideways, Mass Effect Andromeda. When I think games have really been doing this recently, where it's you're playing twins, or you're playing like Fallout 4 with playing a man and wife, husband and wife, however you want to phrase that. Wow, man, I brought up Fallout 4. Man, how long ago was that game came out? Sorry, I'm losing my mind. No, I think this is really an interesting way to do character creation and everything. I mean, if you're going to have us do something like this, I think that Mass Effect Andromeda probably did it the coolest way, where you could customize both siblings independently, or you can customize the sibling that you're going to play, and then you can have the game basically make them look similar, like they are a fraternal twin, whatever. I think that's a really interesting idea that a lot of games have been using right now. I kind of hope that we see it a little bit more, especially with RPGs as we roll forward.
Just gonna go back in my little holster there.
Yeah.
Okay, so file 1, hot pursuit. There we go, and S.
All right.
Good.
So one thing to note too is that this game has different play styles. Right now I'm set to standard play style, so you'll see that I got an S rank based on time. I'm a defensive driver and I got run and gun. And I got some bonus medicine that I can use to heal. So what we're going to do now is we just wanted to show you kind of the intro. I was really happy to show this off. So what we're going to do is actually jump to a little bit more in the future of this game, a little bit like play it up a little bit later. So I'm going to actually cut to something different. Okay, let me grab this other controller here.
Gonna play on the other Switch now.
Let that play. Okay, now once I see that switched over, I'll be ready to start. There we go. So now you can see that I'm actually in the Neuron Police headquarters, I guess you would say, right? Right here, I'm still the same character design. So what I'm going to do now is I want to kind of get to show you guys the basic action. This game has a lot of depth to it. So what we're going to try to do is just kind of break this down for you guys a little bit at a time because there's so much to it and it's super, super great.
Yeah, and to elaborate on what Neuron is specific.
Real quick before they keep going, you know, I'm really glad to see this like little hub area. You know, like you can interact with the other characters around. You can do stuff like that. This game, just from when I saw it during the direct, I'm sitting here thinking, because they're talking about like this, you know, your prototypical action game. And again, I keep kind of comparing it to Bayonetta, and I think it makes sense again with it being Platinum Games. But it's I'm sitting here hoping. I'm hoping there is a little bit of some like RPG stuff. There is some, you know, I can pick which one of these demons or whatever that I want to kind of like link with, because it looks like it kind of looked like that's something that we could do. You know, something like this hub area. You know, there's items and whatnot. There's like a little bit of like management to this game it's really weird. I really like that kind of stuff.
Specifically, Neuron is a special police task force whose members are equipped with legions. These are sentient weapons. We've shown a little bit in the trailers, but you do need legions to be able to defend against chimeras, who are the
if that
invaders that are sort of threatening Earth.
So just to kind of break it down real quick, if I tap ZL here, you'll see that I bring up my Legion. My Legion is actually going to attack on its own, but if I hold down ZL, I can actually move it around with the right control stick. So it's going to allow me to have a greater finesse. Now you'll notice that there's a little energy bar down there. As that dissipates, it's the amount of time I have for my Legion to be out. So when my Legion is attacking, I can actually tap the ZR button and get into my own form of attacks. Now this is just kind of the basics. So what I'm going to do here is go into some training with Jin. It's kind of like...
I know... I've played a game that has something really similar to that. It looks extremely similar. I cannot remember off the top of my head, though. That's weird. Also, if you heard me burp a little bit, I really do apologize. I did not know that would be audible. No, God. Okay, it does look like the sister does. What am I thinking here? You know, you have your design character. It does look like the game takes the twin sister and you know, applies whatever to make them look like a twin sister to the character. Again, I like that. What the hell was I talking about? Right, the whole thing with the whatever they were saying, the thing that he summoned. Oh my God, I've played a game that looks really similar to that you summon something that kind of fights on your behalf. Yeah, God damn it. It's going to come to me later, and it's really going to piss me off.
My first real assignment after I got my Legion. I'm just going to kind of back.
The Legion, that's what it's called.
Jim wants me to train. He's going to give what's called a Legatus unit. It's kind of what you see right there, house in the back. Everyone that has a Legion needs to have this unit strapped to the back. It's like a casing, I guess you would say. It's also going to grant me use to the iris. That's why you see my character's eyes light up.
Great. Looks like it fits.
All right, it does fit. So I'm now going to go back. Go back.
That's your Legatus.
Okay, Legatus Cradle. Legatus Cradle, excuse me. I'm going to skip to this. Now I need to go train over here, so I'm going to press close this out. And kind of just start with this iris.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, and a little bit more about the iris. The iris is like an augmented reality layer on top of the environment that will highlight special items, and it has other uses that we'll see a little bit later.
So what I'm going to do now is hop into a training program real quick just to kind of show you guys some basic action. I'm going to fight some chimeras, the humanoid form. And why don't we ask Tara-san about kind of just the creation of legions.
今レギオンの話が出てきましたけれども、そのレギオンについてお話しいただけますか。どのように発想まずそもそも
Oh, that's neat. You can use the chain as to kind of wrap around enemies. That's nifty.
その敵を捉えて、その敵の力を使って
I'm serious. So I played a game that has a oh, that is going to be really neat.
Controlled two different characters at the same time, but the enemies have this like very extreme power, and so yeah, we wanted to elaborate on something where you captured an enemy and made use of it.
なのでレギオン
Really cool on the juggle.
その敵がキメラっていうんですけれども、すごく似た形状のものとかも敵として出てきたりします。
And the enemies, they're known as chimeras, but among the legions, there are legions that will show up that look a lot like the chimeras that you'll face.
So taking a look at some of the stuff that Demetrius is getting into here, you can see he's using that feature where you can control your legion to wrap them up and bind them. And that'll hold them for a few moments where you can get in some good attacks, just like this.
And I could switch freely back and forth between what's a small baton and what's also going to be called the blaster. All right, I'll just keep playing this. I gotta stop.
That is really cool.
Let me stop real quick. Training menu. All right, we want to quit training.
Have enough of this program?
Yes, I have it enough. That's enough for now.
That'll do for today.
And again, that's just the basics. There's going to be a lot.
It's if anybody, I don't know if anybody. Tell me what that reminds you of, because I'm curious if anybody else can come up with the game that I'm thinking of, that even I can't think of the title right now. But yeah, I remember something with like a summon like that it fights right next to you. It's its own thing. I can't freaking find the name in my head. Man, that's annoying. Sorry, I'll get off of that and actually talk about this again. I mean, that thing with the chain, that was something I never expected out of this. I mean, I was really curious to see how the Legion and everything kind of teamed up, and how the Legion and your character teamed up kind of in combat. But that's really cool that you can not only control their positioning and kind of use them as a defend this small area, you can use them again like we saw there to trap enemies. You can use them to kind of like slingshot enemies away from you. Use it kind of as a way to kind of control the battlefield, how many enemies are near you and whatnot. That is a really neat idea, because I think most games would have used that chain as just a visual tether. It would have just been a visual asset, not an actual gameplay mechanic. That's a really cool idea to make that chain actually like corporeal.
A lot more options that we'll show later on. I think it's so much fun.
今やってもらってたトレーニングとかはこの警察署でいつでもできるようになっているので、操作が難しいなと思う方はいろんなトレーニング用意しているので、ぜひここで練習してもらいたいなと思います。
So the training that you just saw is one of many that are actually available to use at the police station. So for anyone who feels that they haven't gotten used to the controls yet or they want to practice more, there are lots of those specifically for those types of people. So we'd like them to make use of it.
他にもなんか服を着替えたりとか、ショップを利用したりとか、いろんなことがこの拠点の中にはあるので、そのあたりも楽しめるんじゃないかなと思います。
Besides that, there's also places where you can change your clothes and buy goods as well. So we'd like people to check out those stores, and they'll have those other features, and they'll have a good time, I think.
I think so. I gotta say, us all at the office have been kind of gushing over this game. Especially us, the action fans. We really, really love this game. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go and kind of go out on our first real mission using Legion. So I'm gonna go up to this heliport here, meet Max. I'm gonna skip this first little cutscene, then I'll let the rest play so you guys can get a sense of the game world. So I'm gonna skip this one.
And the police headquarters is really cool. Like Tara-san was saying, there are areas of the police headquarters where you can do training, but you can also go to customize your character and to purchase other goods and those sorts of things. So it's like an open environment, and the music in there is rad.
Oh, yeah. Great music. All right, so this is going to be another cutscene coming up here, so I'll just let this play out.
We're getting a look at the city environment here.
Very futuristic.
ここが今回発生した事件を解決するためにやってきた場所で、さっきトレーニングルームであったアイリスっていう3D ホログラムを見る機能を使って最初操作を開始します。
So this is the first time that you're going to be able to use what is called the iris, which you guys mentioned before, to be able to solve an incident that occurred before you arrived.
そういった3D ホログラムの表現とかSF っぽい部分っていうのが
I like how the legions like that look like handcuffs.
And I think that that's
It's a really neat
these kind
design.
of, like science fiction type elements are very exclusive to Astral Chain.
Listen up.
Sounds good to
We got
me.
nothing to go on right now except that our perp is probably a chimera.
Okay.
If it is, we need to know as much as we can before we engage.
All right.
Time to look for clues.
So we're going to look for clues, and starting with right here.
What, do you actually get to do detective stuff?
We're going to actually use our iris to start kind of using all this investigation
Iris
sequences.
is on, people.
All right.
First, let's see if the security cameras caught anything useful.
Okay. We're going to use this, so I'm going to go and use my iris.
Yeah, so what you're seeing is a holographic playback of what the security cameras captured, what happened before your arrival here.
Yeah, so I'm going to look at everything. You'll see that there's a lot of different clues. I can see the falling debris. But this right here is going to grab the most detail or most interest. So I'm going to start with this.
We call that red matter. Solid corruption. It's all around us.
You went all out on naming that, didn't you? It's matter, it's red, red matter. There we go.
Go on, try it out.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, like the captain said there, I'm going to actually tap the ZR button, have my Legion, hold it down, and then move it around to clean up this.
What do we have here?
It's going to be a handprint.
Between the size and the red matter, I think we can say this isn't a human handprint. So
I
if
can
it's
say that as well.
it's one with giant hands.
All right, so giant hands. And you're going to see here is we have that first police note. So something we want to keep in mind when we're actually trying to solve this mystery, this investigation.
Interesting.
I really like
Oh,
this
so
part of
they're-
the game because it highlights legions are not used just for the battle element
Correct.
of the game. You do use them during investigations, the exploratory elements. So it's very balanced in how you use legions going forward.
And we were
Sorry, I was sitting here interested that there is going to be like a little bit like I'm not going to say like detective work because this doesn't look like the most in-depth detective game I've ever played or ever will play. Let me rephrase. But I still like that little bit of idea that it does require a little bit of brain power, and it's not just it's not just a straight up action game where it's just complete level. And there is a little bit more meat to it.
talking about red matter just now, and I was wondering if Taro-san would like to talk to us a little about the general detective gameplay elements, but also go into a little bit more detail about red matter.
今ちょうどそのレッドマッターの話が出ましたけれども、レッドマッターの由来とかアクションゲームにはめったにないこの推類のエレメそれについてお話しいただけますでしょうか。
そうですね。まずレッドマターに関しては最初にお伝えした通り、この地球が異世界によって汚染されているっていう表現を表すためにいろんな場所に散りばめられています。
So just as I said before, the world is under attack and being polluted by this mysterious force, and the red matter is located in different areas to show that the world is actually under attack.
でそれをレギオンを使って先ほどのように除去することができるんですけど、それがアクションゲームとしてはマリオのコインを集めるような遊びになっていたりします。
And actually you can use your Legion to steer it around and clean up the red matter that's scattered around, and that becomes kind of like using Mario to collect coins.
I think about it. Put it though. For all of us who like to collect all the coins or all the red matter. Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I can't move on until I've cleaned up absolutely every bit of red matter there is to clean up. But so what Demetrius is doing here is he sent out his Legion to kind of spy and listen in on this conversation. And that brings up an important point about Legion that I don't know that we've touched on just yet, is the Legion, as a member of Neuron, you're special. You can see the Legion.
Oh, okay.
The Chimeras. And other regular folk that aren't part of this special task force cannot see that. So that when that Legion was spying on those guys, they didn't know it was there.
Correct.
So, okay, I assumed that's what that was, because otherwise that would be a really weird thing that the that it's just chilling there next to him, and they're not like, hey, what's with the weird floaty thing with sword arms? No, okay, so they're actually invisible, just like the Chimeras. I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen all the way through this. As always, I go into videos and all this blind because I don't know. It's more fun for me to kind of come up with this shit off the top of my head, but. I'm really curious to see what the connection between the Legions and the Chimeras are, because I have a feeling that there's some sort of really close connection, because like you said, we're special. We see the Chimera and we see the Legion. It makes me kind of think that they kind of exist on the same plane of existence, that like maybe they developed the Legion from the Chimera, because I think that's what we saw a little bit during the direct, during the little bit of gameplay. Like it looked like they were capturing them. Again, kind of looked like something out of like Yokai Watch or oh my god, not Pokemon. There's another game that was really similar to that just is not coming to me right now, where you did something like that, where again you captured monsters and you use them in battle. And I know you're going to keep telling me, well, you're thinking of Pokemon, AJ. And I know, but there's something else. Oh my god, it's going to piss me. God damn it, this is just the video of me having references but not being able to place them.
Okay, so and with that, we gathered 3 police notes, and now we're trying to put it all together. So, well, what can you tell me about the physical characteristics of the Chimera that caused this mess? Well, it has giant hands, obviously.
Seems to.
All right, so big handprint. All right, so why did the Chimera come here? Sam?
Probably to drag someone through the gate.
All right. Excellent choice.
We've been through this before.
We're no rookies.
Yeah.
Now comes the hard part. There's no doubt we're dealing with a Chimera.
All right, so we know essentially what the captain is breaking it down over is we know that something serious is happening. This giant hand means that something's threatening this area, and it's going to be up to us to kind of look for this creature, this Chimera. We don't know what it looks like, we don't know what it could be, but we're going to hunt down its tracks and kind of get through that. And so here's another use of our Legion and how we're going to do it. I got good listener. Oh, I'm just dropping S's all day. Yeah, perfect. All right, I'm like, where is this going? Okay, so right here, I'm going to bring out my Legion once again, and I'm going to find tracks, and I'm going to use it to essentially...
You've got the trail.
There we go, yeah.
今見てもらってるみたいにレギオンを使えば敵のキメラが残した足跡のような痕跡っていうものを具現化して追いかけるようなことができるようになっています。
So just like you did right now, and like people saw, you can actually use your legions to pick up on the trails that are left behind by enemy chimeras and follow them.
それを追っていくことでターゲットの敵にたどり着くこともあればまた別のものにたどり着いたりとかそういったところもゲームの至るところに入ってたりします。
And there are all over the game. There are places where you follow these tracks and you may wind up at the enemy that left the tracks, or you may wind up at something completely different.
Right.
Oh, before that though, hold on. Let's just take a quick bathroom break. I gotta use the restroom. It's too much water, right?
Did I read that right? It said it was an automated toilet.
これはステージに隠されているものでこういったものを見つけると後々いいことがあったりするような。他にも
It screams no more heroes to me.
The toilet that you just saw is hidden in every stage. There's a different toilet, and if they're a hidden element, and if you find them all, then something good will happen.
That's amazing.
Fantastic.
解決のためにまっすぐ進むもいいんですけど、あえて寄り道してもらったらいろんな発見があったりするので、そこも楽しんでもらいたいです。
And you can just plow straight ahead and go straight to solve whatever the case is that you're on, or you can explore. And the game is made with lots of places to explore in mind.
Yeah, if you explore these environments, there's lots of different things you can find, namely a red matter to clean up, which there's a percentage that appears on the screen when you clean up red matter, and I invite everyone to try and get 100%.
That guy looks like one of the kaiju from Pacific Rim.
All right, let me try to concentrate so I don't get beat down.
Yeah, we've got a giant gorilla-looking chimera here.
I gotta get in this. What I'm gonna try to do is actually move to the back so I can start getting some crits.
Yeah, you can see the damage numbers. All of the white damage numbers are doing a normal amount of damage. But if you attack the enemy from behind, you'll get those critical attacks. And those are indicated by the yellow damage numbers. Nice dodge.
今プレイヤーキャラクターは銃を撃ってるんですけれども、銃以外にも他に2種類の武器がありまして、合計3種類、あとレギオンは5種類あるので 3×5 の組み合わせでいろんな戦い方が楽しめるようになってます。
So what you can see right now is Demetrius, as his player, is using the gun mode of the X-Baton, and the X-Baton has 3 different modes. And as far as the number of legions is concerned, you have 5 different legions. So 5 times 3, you have that many different playstyles that you can combine with weapons and legions.
ここまだ序盤なんであんまり持ってないんですけども、どんどんゲームを進めていくとそういったところが増えていくような構成になってます。
This is still the beginning of the game, so Demetrius doesn't have that much to choose from, but as you progress through the game, you get access to more things to use.
Oh, wow. He's taking me down. All right, let me do this and then get some heals.
Good idea.
Nice. あと今警察官が敵になってしまってるんですけども、これがさっきお伝えしたレッドマターだったりキメラの影響によって人間が変異してしまってる状態ですね。
And you may have seen right now on the combat field that one of the police officers actually transformed into an enemy. And this is actually due to the influence of the Chimera or due to the influence of the red matter that's polluting the world.
Right.
で主人公はレギオンとつながることによってその汚染への耐性が強くなっているのでキメラとも対等に戦えるようになっています。そのあたりがシナリオにも深く絡んできます。
And because the player is connected with the Legion, their resistance to red matter is actually stronger, and also they're able to fight on equal levels with the Chimera. And this is actually going to play a bigger part in the story as it goes on.
That's right.
There we go.
Nice work. Oh, I love that. Like,
this is really neat. Usually with action games like this, I mean I know there's set what's the term? There's set combos. I mean, you know, Bayonetta has combos, DMC, Devil May Cry has combos and whatnot. I usually pick 2 or 3 ones that I really use a lot because I like what does the enemies and, you know, whatnot. But, you know, if I'm not using those combos, generally, I'm button mashing. To be entirely honest, I'm just kind of doing what seems right. And just kind of fighting blind. I like how this game doesn't seem like it has like those set combos. Like it really does kind of fit that free fighting. You know, I'm gonna apply a strategy or a legion and weapon combo that I think will work for the situation, or I can just really learn how to fight expertly with just one particular thing. Like I'm sure I'm gonna have my favorites, or you know, I'm probably gonna switch it up. I'm not entirely sure yet at this point, but I really like how this game seems to kind of break out of that combo based fighting and how it's more of like I said, it seems more free fighting. Like it's more strategy in how you fight, not necessarily like I said, combos and whatnot. I could be totally wrong, but it's just the vibe I'm getting here.
See, I jinxed it. I was getting S's, and then I get to the boss. I knew better than that.
Well, we got the Chimera. Yeah, there is an option to replay any previous files you've completed, so
you can try and improve your rank.
Yeah, you can.
I got hit too many times there.
Jin here. Do you copy? It sounds like a gate just opened up not far from you two.
Okay. So, essentially what you're seeing here is that actually wasn't the chimera that we were looking for. It wasn't just quite the one. We still know there's something out there with giant hands, and that was coming to that gate. So what we're going to do here is just kind of keep investigating. And right in front of us, we're going to see that there's a small little rift. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to use my Legion to actually take care of it. There we go. Let's get rid of that. And I'm just
like closing rifts in Dragon Age Inquisition.
It's okay. We can
his
get
health
to this.
is low, so that's why the screen is a little bit
yeah, that's why. I'm wounded.
But I really like this attention to detail. It actually reminds me of Nier Automata, which had a similar effect when your health was low.
Okay, so now that you can see two people being a little bit rowdy, so I'm just going to subdue them.
Yeah, just because you're a member of the Neuron Special Task Force, that doesn't mean you get out of doing regular police work.
Correct. I want to see if I can find some medicine oxalate. I think there's a chest, so I can get rid of that. Right here.
Oh, there are a couple of them. There you go.
There we go. Okay. Now let's continue on. You can see I still see this path here.
The trail ends at that wall.
So the trail ends, but we're going to keep continuing on. I'm going to clean up as much as I can.
Thank you.
Sam won't forgive me, and I can't forgive myself here.
Right, and as Demetrius is cleaning up red matter, we can see the limiter gauge, which is that blue gauge that determines how long a Legion can stay on the field. That goes up.
Give me a second, guys. I'm hearing some weird sounds. Man, that really freaked me the fuck out. I hear this clunk like a bunch of shit falling over. I couldn't figure out what the hell it was, and I walked through my entire house. I'm like, did somebody break into my fucking house? No. Eventually, I saw what happened. Cat knocked over just a box of a bunch of Warhammer stuff that I have. Thank God nothing broke. I have it stored, I guess, somewhat well. But yeah, I just caught him. Like I thought originally he knocked that over, but it didn't look like it, and he was somewhere else. So I'm like, oh, okay. No, he knocked it over and ran away, and he did his stupid cat thing. Now he's hiding somewhere. He knows I'm a little mad at him. Now I'll go pet him at the break, and we'll be fine. Where I think we're.
Sam won't forgive me, and I can't forgive myself.
Yeah, we're just about where we were.
Is cleaning up red matter. We can see the limiter gauge, which is that blue gauge that determines how long a Legion can stay on the field. That goes up, and he's also getting duty points, which is indicated by that logo on the top left.
Kind of looks like a flower to me.
What the hell's he shooting at?
I don't think a gun's gonna work there.
Yeah, so.
Oh, he's shooting at the thing. Okay.
Even though this is a fellow police officer, she can't see the Legion.
You gotta show me how you did that.
So she's a little surprised.
All right, so we're gonna go around this corner here. And you see, oh, I get bowled over. People are scared.
But you were standing in the way.
I know. I was trying to set up the drama. All right.
Nifty.
So we wanted to kind of end like right here. I think that's where we're going to have for today.
Right.
But I'm sure that maybe Tara-san would have some notes to say at the end of this.
Yeah.
何か最後にお言葉とかありますでしょうか。
そうですね、ここからさらにどんどんいろんな展開が待ってまして、物語が動き出していくような、冒頭の部分なんですけれども、さらに楽しくなってきますので、ぜひこれからの情報をお待ちいただきたいなと思います。
So this is just the beginning of the game, and right here, from here, there's a lot of different twists and turns that are going to happen. So I hope that everybody is looking forward to seeing exactly what happens and waiting for more information on this game.
Okay. And again, I just want to iterate that was also the tip of the iceberg of combat. You're going to see some crazy stuff coming up soon. All right. That's all for me, I think.
Yeah, as Demetrius mentioned, the battle system and the moves that you have access to, it does get deeper. We are going to show a little bit of more depth tomorrow on Treehouse Live. So there's a little bit more Astral Chain to look forward to.
Some good stuff.
Yeah, really good stuff. We're really excited to show that off. As a reminder, Astral Chain is out August 30th this year. Next up, we have 2 new trailers, so stay tuned. And after Nintendo Treehouse Live. Next up, we have 2 new trailers, so stay tuned.
I want to say, make sure she said this year.
Yeah, really good stuff. We're really excited to show that off. As a reminder, Astral Chain is out August 30th this year.
August 30th this year. Man, I've already got I've got 3 like brand new games planned for the end of July. Obviously, we got Marvel, Fire Emblem, and Wolfenstein playing all on the Switch. I've got some other stuff throughout the earlier parts of the month. You'll see what it is as we go. I mean, there shouldn't be any surprising hits, but just don't worry about it. Either way, again, this year there's gonna be some really cool titles coming out this year. Even though I think E3 this year was a little bland, I still think that there's gonna be some cool stuff. Is his tie made of yarn? Oh, that's terrible. I see some of the things people wear at E3 to do these pressers or whatever, and I still think they look like that's got to be a yarn tie or something, or because you can kind of see the color of his shirt poking through. I mean, I don't know, maybe that's a style now, but I just think that looks weird. No, I don't know where the hell I was going with that. No, but so far, Astral Chain looks really cool. Like they said, I think the next little bit we're gonna see is a little further in the game. But I think just from the opening, it's like I said, I think it's got a lot of the things that really kind of grab me. It's a really neat title, and coming from Platinum Games, I think it's really gonna be a good action game. So I'm gonna stand up, scold my cat a little bit, pet him, make sure we're friends, and grab a snack, and then we'll be back with part 2. All right, got my snack and did that, scolded the cat, and let's hop back in. Let's watch more Astral Chain. Can't say that for some reason.
My name is
It's part 2.
And I am joined by Demetrius, Sam, director Mr. Tara from Platinum Games, and Ryan, who will be interpreting for him. We're going to take another look at Astral Chain gameplay today, a little bit more in-depth into the investigation, battle mechanics, and we'll get to see gameplay of the Astral Chain.
All right, yeah. So yesterday we kind of talked about some of the basics mechanics of this game, and what we really want to do today is show off some more investigation, but more importantly, what it looks like to play some high-skill, more advanced mechanics in this game. This game has an incredible amount of depth and some really, really fun advanced combat, which I'd really happy to show everyone today. So right now I'm just hopping on this motorbike to get
how often
we're going to be playing.
How often does it say drive safe in a video game and then you actually drive safe? Like I'm playing Grand Theft Auto and I'm going to stop at all the stop signs, and that's always been my thing with those games. Like I as long as you don't hit the cop cars and the cops don't see you drive off the road and shit, they generally don't care. But I'm in the middle of a small neighborhood. The speed limit should be 25 miles an hour, and I'm driving 80. Come on, there's a cop should find you. They did that in one of the Mafia games. I think it was Mafia 2. They did that. If the cop saw you speeding, they chase after you. I don't know how I got here in talking about this, but we're just gonna keep going.
Pretty much, I guess we'd say on file 4, which is chapter 4 for everyone at home. Our main investigation is going to be pretty much kind of looking for a certain person, but I'm going to kind of go through a little bit of this area. But while I'm hopping off this bike, why don't we just kind of start with asking Tora-san if he wants to kind of to discuss the city and world.
If you want to tell me, hey, the audio sounds a little weird, it's not on my end. I'm hearing it too, just listening to the video. I think it's on their end. Oh, you can pick up trash?
この星が汚染されていっていて逃げ延びている場所になるんですけれども、その中でも一番発展した場合になります。
So what you're seeing right now is the most lively section of where humankind has run off to after their planet Earth has been polluted, and it's within an artificial structure called the Ark.
今ここはとある女性を探すために出撃して出てきてるんですけども、今お話ししてるキャラクターだったりとか他にもいろんなサブキャラクターによってサイドクエストが遊べるようにもなってます。
And even though the player right now is looking for a mysterious character, mysterious woman, characters like the ones that you see right here will show up on the map and you'll be able to pursue side quests with them.
Oh, cool.
Okay. And yeah, right here I just had a side quest and in the interest of time, I actually moved on. What I'm going to do actually is move over to this skeptical woman, which what we're going to see here is she's going to actually ask to talk for a second. She has been taking pretty much her trash over to this dumpster because she believes the one that's next to her is actually haunted. So what we're going to do is move on to this next part.
That's fine. I think my house is haunted.
Investigate this.
I'm not kidding there. I actually think my ghost is haunted. My house is haunted. My ghost is haunted.
In the first Astral Chain segment, well, we should probably reiterate that when she said that she thinks her dumpster is haunted, a lot of the effects of this red matter are unseen by a large portion of the population. So sometimes they'll interpret like, oh, I think I saw a ghost, but what they're really seeing is some kind of shadow of the astral plane.
And you'll see here what we actually really found was a gate here. So I'm going to quickly hop into this. And this is going to bring me to like a challenge area where I need to defeat some enemies. Now I'm going to focus and try to do my best to kind of show some cool combat. So I'm going to let Sam here kind of just talk about what I'm going to be doing.
Okay, so he's starting off with a new type of enemy, and there are several different types of enemies.
Oh, cool! You got like a big cleaver,
and
like
you
sword.
Really need to mix up the way you approach them. So right now he's using the Sword Legion, and he just did a finishing move right there. The cool thing about that finishing move is that it will fill his limiter gauge whenever he uses it. So it's really valuable to use those or to activate those whenever you have the opportunity. He just used the Astral Chain to bind that enemy, and then do a little combo on it, and then do another finishing move. So whenever you see that kind of shine spark, that's going to be a chance for you to do a sync attack. If you press the button right when that spark is shining there, you'll do an auto combo and kind of follow up. And sometimes those shines will appear one after the other, and it feels really satisfying when you nail those sync attacks in a sequence like that.
I'm doing pretty good so far.
Yeah, you're doing all right.
Keep focusing. Now, did I get that other little guy? No, there you are. Where are you going? No, not that guy. This one.
Right, so Demetrius is using a Sword Legion, which is one of the 5 legions that we're actually going to see in action in this segment today. And he did use a special action unique to the Sword Legion, which is the slashing move. He cut the tether binding this Chimera with the other supportive Chimera. So throughout the game, you'll utilize different legions who have different actions, and they'll offer different strategical advantages to match.
Nice.
There we go. I just used a special video. I was trying to style a little too much. Too fast. Right.
Oh, I didn't notice. You see the little bar that's showing how long your legion can stay out. I didn't notice the physical thing right there on the back of the guy. That's interesting. Neat little physical, nice little cosmetic detail. No, on actually what we just saw, I'm liking that there's more combos, like there's more interaction between the character and the legion than what we just saw with the last part. Because in the last part, really, we saw them use the chain and whatnot to kind of, like I said, like tie things down. You saw them kind of like slingshot them across the little battle area. But, you're actually seeing, you're performing combos with them. You're performing special abilities and moves and whatnot. Again, it provides that little bit just more depth to it. I really like I really like what they're doing with the action in this game. The combat it looks smooth. It looks good. I'm curious to see what it's going to be like to control the Legion. I think that's my only bit of worry here is that it's going to be that with action games, shit happens really fast, and a lot of times I get overwhelmed because I'm trying to think about too many things at once. So, I like to keep it simple. It's why I don't like to try and remember all the combos. I remember like 2 or 3. I talked about this in the first part of the video. But with this, I'm really curious to see what it's going to be like to not only control your character, but also, the positioning of your Legion and control who he's attacking while I'm maybe doing something else. I'm sure it's not going to be super complicated. Because I think that's gonna hurt the accessibility of this game for a lot of people. But I don't know. I'm curious to see what it's gonna be like.
敵にフィニッシュムーブとして敵のコアを引き抜いているようなアクションがあったんですけど、それをうまく重ねていくとレギオンを扱っていられるゲージが回復したりとかするので、よりテンポよく戦っていけるようなシステムになってます。
So what we just saw Demetrius do right now while he was fighting enemies is he had several options to actually pull out the cores of the enemies. And by pulling out the core, you can restore your stamina gauge, and also there's other good effects. So it's very good as a player to figure out ways to make good use of that in your playstyle.
Exactly. Now, what I'm going to do now, so you saw me just do, no,
please.
I can't.
Thank you.
I kicked
you
it.
kicked it.
I'm running too fast.
Okay.
Right. There you go. Come here.
Slow it down.
Stop. Come here. You know, it just won't let me pick it up. You know what? Fine.
Okay.
It's a rogue hand.
Now that it's stopped moving,
I know.
you pick it up.
But I will actually move this. Medicine. Oh, there's so many. Can I pick this one up?
There's so much litter.
Gonna have to be another one.
Yeah. Please, thank you.
All right. I'm just gonna wait to cross here.
この街こうやって空き缶とかゴミとかもたくさん落ちてるんですけど、そういうの拾ってちゃんとゴミ箱に捨てたりすることで、まあいいことしたっていうところで警察官。
Oh, it actually does. It's a physical barrier. Actually, will stop you until. Oh, interesting.
Along this town, there's a lot of different garbage that's spread about. But by picking it up and responsibly throwing it out as you're doing right now, you'll be rewarded and you'll get more points as a police officer.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I like back out, but I'm not going to do that. I'm a good person.
Yeah, you could toss them back into the environment.
All right.
I just forwarded the hologram footage of Jenna from the security cameras to your legatus.
Exactly. So what we're doing now is we're looking for someone named Jenna. So I'm going to start questioning some people. Now, to start off with this, I'm going to actually hack into this camera and analyze it. Oops. Let me get better. There we go. Oh, prompt. There we go.
So we should reiterate, just in case some folks maybe missed the first Astral Chain segment, but you're a member.
So people are seeing you, like throw your legion up there, manipulating the chain and all that. Like, do people just think you're some like weird street performer just dancing out in the street, or where you just did the rhythm just take you, or what's going on with that?
Of Neuron, which is a special police task force, and as a member of Neuron, you yourself are special in that you can see your legion.
Well, I'm glad somebody's saying it.
Some of the enemies called chimeras, and a lot of the regular folk, even regular police officers, can't see that stuff.
Correct. And you also wanted to go ahead and explain what we have for police notes as well while we're doing this. So police notes, I'm getting different clues to kind of find out the whereabouts of Jenna. So when you see these like red keywords, these are going to be added to my police notes, which I can kind of just pull back up and review at another time.
Iris, shut down.
And I'm going to turn my iris off for that. Okay, here we go.
We mentioned red matter a little bit earlier, and I was wondering if Taro-san could elaborate on what red matter is for maybe some of the viewers who are just joining us for this segment.
少し前にレッドマッターの話が出てきたと思いますけれども、今川田さんにレッドマッターに
I can't get over that.
いただけますでしょうか。
そうですね。この世界が今汚染されているっていうことがこのレッドマターを通して表現していることになるんですけど、汚染によって一般市民たちがレッドマターの近くにいるとどんどん凶暴化していって敵のようになってしまうっていうような現象があります。
So, the red matter exists as a way to display to the player and to other people that this world is actually under attack and being polluted. If general people are standing too close to the red matter for too long, then they'll be affected by it and be corrupted and go mad and become enemies.
あとさっきからプレイで見せてもらってるように、レギオンを使ってその汚染されているレッドマターに近づけるとそこを浄化することができるので、そうすることで警察としての評価も上がりますし、マリオのコインを集めるような楽しいプレイもできたりします。
So, and you saw this a little bit before, but if you use your legion and move it close to the red matter that's shown on the field,
Calm the
your
fanboy.
legion will actually pick up the red matter, kind of like how Mario would be picking up coins.
I just noticed this. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we saw this in the first part. I just can't get this. You can't see the guy in the shot. Oh, you have actual skills for your legions. I didn't catch that during the combat section. Sorry. The character's hair is changing colors again. It just neat little cosmetic things. I'm sorry. I'm a sucker for neat cosmetic things.
Actually raise your level or your points as a police officer.
There we go. Sorry, that guy was getting a little rowdy with me. So just for those who are wondering what just happened there, This guy is a fanboy of a singer. And when I showed the image of the person we're looking for, he mistakenly thought it was his singer. And he asked me, well, why are you looking for her? And I said, well, I'm looking for this person who's a wanted fugitive. He didn't hear that, and he got upset and thought I was trying to arrest his favorite person in the world, which is not true. So I just kind of calmed him down a bit, and we're going to move on.
Yeah, I really like that even the NPCs that populate the arc, they all have their own personalities and they're going about their lives, and you can interact with them as a police officer as you investigate cases.
All right, keep moving on. And then in the meantime, too, I actually have this guy here. He was actually looking for this food area called Larger Burger, the easily lost man. So I'm taking him back right now to this area, and this will give me my last keyword that I need that's going to go into my police notes. You'll see that my progress bar will now be 100%. So perfect.
Strange tent. I honestly read that as strange testicles.
What it's going to do is lead me to actually locate Jenna. So this is perfect.
You're just going to leave that red matter?
Yeah. I'm just going to leave it there. I'm not sure why, but if I keep collecting it, it's just going to be all kinds of crazy. So I don't want to have to deal with that. So I'm just going to move on to the next area here. And because I know we're limited on time, I want to kind of just make it through as much as possible. So there's Jenna. What I'm going to kind of do here.
We have visual confirmation of the suspect at the Central Harmony Square intersection.
So that's her.
Anderson, hold her right there.
I'm kind of just speeding through this to get time.
Right? They found Jenna. Get over there.
All right, I'll get over there. Cue the chase music.
Yeah, I can't tell. Is our character voiceless? I don't think I've heard him speak the entire time.
Oh, I can't just get over there. True. The path that I just took is actually one way. Oh man, I am just terrible with cams right now. All right, let's get over here. I'm just going to avoid this because it's just not working right now. Okay, so as you can see, Jenna has something very mysterious about her. So right now, they're pretty much telling me not to really go in and chase her, but I'm going to go right in anyway and just go right into it.
Well, yeah, how else are you going to do it?
All right, so we're going to drop right into
Seriously, I can't tell. I can't tell if the characters actually talked this entire bit yet.
Something that's really cool. And you're going to see not only search for this person, you're going to kind of see us now incorporate some puzzle elements along with some combat as well. I'm going to get scolded, essentially, from this officer, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm just going to kind of keep moving on. What I'm going to do here is you're going to see there is this little thing. I'm going to shoot it.
So he's just switched to his Arrow Legion in order to do
I'll start using now.
アクーさんは今見てもらったみたいにレギオンを使ったパズル要素だったりとかバトル以外のギミックもたくさん入っているので現実世界の方ではできないような遊びがたくさん含まれています。
And you just saw that right now, but in this separate world, there's other ways to play besides just regular battle. You saw that there was some puzzle stuff, and there's other stuff as well that you wouldn't be able to have in the real world play segments.
この世界に入ってしまうと人間は本当は汚染されてしまうんですけども主人公はこのレギオンとつながっているっていう特性があるためにその汚染から逃れられているっていうような設定も入っています。
And if a regular person were to enter this world, then they'd slowly become polluted and get corrupted. But because the main character is connected with the Legion, they're kind of protected against being polluted, and that actually factors into the setting of this world.
Which is really
there's got to be some sort of connection between the Legions and the Chimera.
Inside the Astral Plane, I wanted to kind of quickly show you guys the skill tree. So as I said before, there is a lot of depth to this game. Yesterday we kind of went over some stuff, and we just talked about sync attacks. There's also different skills you can assign to different legions. So if you look here, you actually see there's a skill tree. I've been playing this for a little bit, so you see that I've actually unlocked different skills. But when you're playing through the game, you'll actually get what's called gene codes and other material. And right here, for example, I can actually purchase and get an auto-bind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press A. I'm going to administer the genes here. Should I have enough? All right. So I'm going to decide on that. And see how also it unlocked a new area. So not only do I have a new ability, now I can also manually control using my Legion as well. So there's so many crazy cool options. I can't wait to see so many people do that. Now, for the skill I just got, I could actually assign it to X or Y. I'm going to keep what I have now because I really like using Round Sword and Hit Rush because it does some really fancy stuff. But just know that's just how one Legion is affected. Like I can do it for other stuff too. So I have Air Shot and Hit Rush as well. Okay.
So taking a look at that skill tree, there were a lot of different things on there. Some of those were active abilities that you had to assign to slots in order to use them, but some of those are passives also that'll just kind of give you a buff here or there. And I was wondering if we could ask Tara-san to talk a little bit about the skill tree and about some of the customization
God, I love that.
you do with your characters.
Oh, cool! You can chuck them off the boundary. Interesting.
おけるスキルツリーの機能についてご説明いただけますでしょうか。もうちょっと説明いただけますでしょうか。
スキルツリーの機能、
はい、そうですね。
レギオン5体いまして、で、それぞれに対してスキルツリーが存在しているので、まず成長させたいなっていうレギオンを自由に選んで、それぞれ獲得したポイントを、そのレギオンに対して使っていくっていうところがあるので、どのレギオンを育てるのかみたいなところにもすごい自由があって楽しんでいけると思います。
So each of the separate legions has their own skill tree, like the one that you saw before, and you can essentially take the points that you've accumulated and put them into the legions that you like and earn skills that you want to get. And it offers the player the freedom of picking the legion that they want to make stronger and focusing the points that they've accumulated into that legion.
それぞれに似たような技ももちろんあるんですけれども、アックスレギオンっていうレギオンだったらガードに特化した技が入っていたりとか、ビーストレギオンだったら敵をちょっと翻弄するような技が入ってたりとか、それぞれに特化した技ももちろんスキルツリーで覚えることができるので、どの技が欲しいかによってルートをチョイスしたりするような楽しみもあります。
And while there are some skills within the separate trees between the legions that may resemble one another, there are those that are different. Like, for example, the Axe Legion has different skills involving protection, or the Beast Legion has different ones involving how the ways that it tracks enemies and attacks enemies and things like that. There is a lot of diversity and customization in the way that the skills work between the different legions.
新しいアクションはそれでどんどん増えていくので
You know what? This game is way... I'm really glad that this game's got a lot of like action RPG mechanics to it. I'm not gonna say this is a full-on action RPG. I mean, I think this is gonna be a light RPG, mostly an action game. But I like that that there's some RPG elements to this game. That really open it up and keep it from being that straightforward. And I'm not trying to talk shit on Bayonetta. I'm not trying to talk shit on Devil May Cry, or games like that. I've only actually recently really kind of fallen in love with those kind of beat 'em up games that I actually really enjoy now. Those hack and slash beat 'em ups. There we go. Style action games, but kind of makes me want to go back and play the original God of Wars now that I think about it. Sorry, off track. But I really like how this game does seem to have some more depth. It has that little bit of extra oomph to it that really kind of makes it stand out from the field.
しっかり強化していってもらいたいなと思います。
And of course, as you're playing, you'll keep getting new and new skills. So, I'd like for players to, keep making their legions stronger.
Oh, absolutely.
The guy was a little tough on me. I was not expecting that one. I'm going to go ahead and zip over here.
I personally really like that your main character, the police task force, it's represented by the color blue as well as the Legion, and a lot of the Chimera and the environment we see in the Astral Chain currently is themed after the color red. I'm wondering if Mr. Tara could just give a little bit more background on what some of his design inspirations, perhaps, of how the Astral Chain looks and plays.
今まで見ているとなんかこう見方だと青い色で代表されてる
I mean, I figured it was a whole, like red versus blue kind of thing. I mean, that's usually, blue is usually used for police forces. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's a common thing worldwide, isn't it? I mean, I might be, incorrect on that. But I mean, I know in the U.S. it's blue is typically associated with the police. I think a similar thing with Japan, and like I said, a few other countries I know that too. But yeah, so I mean, and obviously, what do we usually see as the antithetical color to blue? It's usually
as far as the
it's usually red.
Between enemies and allies goes, that was simply that blue tends to be like a clean type of color that represents the police, and red is something that tends to be opposite blue, so that would
a little more aggressive.
Enemies.
Yeah.
So that's essentially how we decided to choose the color scheme for this game.
Did I not? I mean, I probably was a little more long-winded than the translator there. But is that not what I said? That blue just generally represents the police force, and red is kind of seen as the opposite color of blue. You know, it's got, you know, again, like going even back to old red versus blue with Halo. I mean, I think that. Yeah, I think that's just the best way to put it. It's just it's usually what you see is it's again, red is more of that kind of aggressive color, while blue is that I'd say a little more soothing.
このプレイヤーキャラクターの方は青と白がまあ基本的なモチーフになってるんですけど、ゲームを進めていくとその反対カラーの黒と赤っていうモチーフになったキャラクターみたいなのも実は出てきたりしますので、そのあたりも楽しみにしてもらいたいなと思います。
And as far as the player's color scheme goes, their motif is represented by blue and white. But as you progress later in the game, there's actually a rival character or characters who will show up who are represented by black and red. So that motif kind of continues along that way, and I'd like for players to look forward to it.
So Demetrius has just entered into a new combat encounter here with some more difficult enemies. They're airborne, and he's using a switch, using the weapon called the X baton, which can morph into different forms. You can use it in its baton form, which gives you kind of quick attacks. Right now, he's got it in its kind of gladius form, which is like a big, heavy attack. And then he can
it looks like a big cleaver
gun form, which is really good for attacking some of these airborne enemies here. He's also using the Arrow Legion, which is another good way to hit some of these guys up in the air.
Yeah, I'm trying to get those focused on... Nope, that's not what I wanted to do with this one. You know what? Let me switch back. It's this guy.
敵の形状もこんな感じで空飛んでるやつがいたり、さっきみたいに地上にいるやつがいたりっていうところで。
Oh, that takes up the charge of your Legion. Interesting.
プレイヤーの武器、あとはまあレギオンの種類みたいなのをつどつど組み合わせながら戦っていくのが楽しい戦い方になってます。
And one of the fun ways to fight different enemies that you see is, you may have noticed that there are enemies that are flying in the air, there are enemy types that are on the ground, and so the player has the ability to find out like which of the combinations of Legion and weapon type is most suited for fighting those kinds of enemies.
Right. So you've got kind of a combination here where you have these. You have these harpy-like flying enemies, but they're being protected by a little satellite drone.
Pretty tough. I try to get out of this right now.
So even though the Arrow Legion is great for airborne enemies, he's having to switch to the Sword Legion in order to use the Slash Legion action and sever the tie between the protection drone and the enemy that it's protecting.
Where is the other one? Am I missing it? Where is... Oh, there you are.
この小さいキャラクターは近くにいる敵を強化するっていう。
That feeling right when your character's kind of like starting to fall and you're like, no, I need to stay airborne.
And as you see, this enemy right before you has the ability to strengthen other enemies that you're fighting. So the most efficient way to handle that situation is to actually take down these floating enemies first, because as you saw before, you can't damage the enemies being strengthened.
No, what?
This is really difficult.
Yeah,
this
it really
section here.
is. Trying to get into this combo. There we go.
It's quite a bit of challenge. So some of the yellow damage numbers, we mentioned this before, the yellow damage numbers indicate a critical attack.
Gosh,
and you can get those
on.
Yeah, you can get those by attacking the enemy from behind.
Trying to get them wrapped up. They're just flying away right now. This is why.
And I like that Demetrius is demonstrating he could use his blaster form of his X baton to attack airborne enemies at a distance, but he can also use his Legion and jump to the enemy's location, the aerial combo that way. So it's really up to the player if they want to focus on using one Legion or if they want to cycle through multiple ones and just explore different ways of action.
Oh, it shoots me. It's so tough.
Can you get them wrapped up? Or are they low enough?
That's what I'm trying to get right now. It's little... Oh, wait. Get over here.
Nice.
There you go. Let me get in there. Okay, hold on.
You only got one.
More energy spike. That'll recover my limiter gauge.
Right, so the item that he just used was called an energy spike.
There you go.
And he was running low on his limiter gauge, and that limiter gauge decreases whenever your Legion is active.
There. Oh, now they only needed one hit. I just had to get away and stop getting teamed up on. Oh my goodness! So that started out great. And what I did is I wasn't focusing quite on those two guys. I should have did a little bit tighter there. That's not going to be too good. I know I could have did that quite a bit faster, but again, this is one of those ways where you just play over. Oh, okay. Well,
yeah,
you know what? I'll take it.
Too bad. Not too bad.
Well, I was explaining myself out of a C rank, but I think it's okay. So that is what I wanted to show here, but we're not quite done yet. What we would like to do now is show some really good expert play with Tarasan himself. He's going to actually use all 5 Legion, and you're going to see some really, really cool fights. So I'm just going to go ahead and set my controller down. And then once we can kind of move over to the other screen here, we'll begin with some expert gameplay, as I'd like to call it. All right. Yeah, are you ready to switch it over? Let's see.
You know, I'm looking at these controllers and I'm thinking, man, I've always been, I've not really wanted to get one, but now that I'm thinking about playing a shooter, because I keep saying this, I'm going to play the new Wolfenstein game on Switch. Man, I'm thinking about getting one just to see if playing a shooter is better on it. I don't know. I don't like the offset analog sticks. I don't like that on the Switch the normal Switch Joy-Cons. Normally, it's a thing with me. It's same with Xbox. I like the way PlayStation does it, where they're right next to each other. Does this have a point? No. I can make this actually have a real point. But yeah, I really like the combat in this game. Again, it's like I said. I mean, the RPG elements are really sweet, but I mean, the combat is really neat. I think it feels like this is something I've been saying about a lot of games. I think it can be as simple or as complex as you want it to be. It's like they said, you can dump everything into one Legion and just focus on that thing, or you can go the other route, and that is really spread things out and really kind of pick the best thing for kind of strategize to the situation.
Just waiting.
I think a lot of games are really trying to give the player that customability. I don't know.
There is a boss, and you're going to see essentially Tarasan, who's really, really good at switching back and forth between different Legion. And this boss itself takes a lot of concentration to dodge in and out in between her attacks. In particular, like this attack right here.
Oh, cool! You can ride a manimal.
What doing is using the Beast Legion to kind of ride along that. So, perfect example of using a Legion to avoid. And now you're seeing
not
him
even
actually
just avoid.
Yeah. Ooh, got struck by lightning.
He's putting some pressure on him also.
Yeah. So there we go.
Nice.
And I have to work on. I'm in such awe seeing Tarasan here switch so fast.
Right.
Between Legion. It's something I'm still close trying to get good at working on. Right here is the example of an Axe Legion. The Axe Legion actually brings up a shield and allows you to temporarily block.
Looks more like a great sword, but whatever.
Effective. And there's a lot of other abilities as well.
And you're going to see
heavy hitter.
Yeah, you're going to see Tarasan use that quite a lot.
Yes. Really good right there, sending your Legion up and then following through to try to get an air combo. So right there, Tarasan unchained his first Legion, followed up and switched to a second Legion to use what was pretty much like the bow mode and start firing arrows.
Yeah,
excellent use of multiple Legion. Right
yeah, when you unchain a Legion, they'll kind of continue on with their own combo, and you can actually summon another Legion while that Legion is still out and have multiple Legion on the battlefield simultaneously.
Exactly. Right, and that is one example of a skill that you can unlock from the skill tree. So it does take a little bit of progression in order to get there. But I do enjoy seeing him just switching so quickly between different Legions, managing his health with items, pulling off active combos.
Oh, I forgot to use the sword. I forgot to use that ability. Okay.
And he just nailed that sync attack there, which gave him a little follow-up hit.
Yeah, we're looking good. The boss is almost at half health.
Arm Legion.
Here is the arm, short for Armor Legion. You can actually wear that Legion and then use it like a pseudo armor. Kind of think of it like a boxer. It's really, really fun.
So I think he just popped an energy right there.
This boss is very, very tough. It's really impressive to see how he can just switch back and forth. Okay, we're moving. We got this going.
So he's got the
excellent use right there.
Clutch.
Perfect sync attack follow-up.
Yeah, nailing it with the sync attack.
All right, here she comes again.
And then using that Beast Legion to get out of the way.
Yeah, and then right there, you are chain jumping, is what we call it, to follow through and to get back up. So that's what Taro-san's using right now, is chain jumping to get up into the air. Right there, he blocked the attack from the ground, which you saw that spike. So he was using the Axe Legion to actually guard that. All right, a little bit of healing, perfect. Oh yeah, there we go.
Sorry if I'm just super quiet. I'm just in awe. This is really cool.
There we go. Nice little sync attack.
When I play this game, it will not look like this.
There we go.
Expect a lot of me sitting there going, "God, son of a bitch!"
Oh, that was perfect. Oh, I didn't even know you could do that like that.
Yeah, that Axe Legion is incredibly useful.
Yeah. And there are different abilities you can get too, which I'm sorry, when I was playing, I don't know if you guys covered that. But there are different abilities you can get, like parrying and stuff, which is also really, really cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oof. Yeah, this boss. Oh!
まあ死んじゃいましたけど、でもここからさらに復活して強くなります。大丈夫です。
Okay, so you get a revive.
I'm gonna come back and be stronger than ever.
Okay, I've been wondering
Highlights just how
what these things were. Okay, they are revives.
Oh, I got nothing but respect.
Yeah, yeah.
This,
Oh,
this
no.
boss fight is a lot of fun, and it's a great example of using like all your skill tool sets, and it's really cool. There we go.
Nice
All
work.
right, so one boss down. So we're gonna pause here, and what we're gonna do now is we're gonna have one more boss fight for you, and this is another example of a different kind of style of boss that we have. And what we're gonna do is, I think we're gonna switch that over.
Right, to the
there
other
we go.
screen.
Yeah.
はい、
Alright, so here we go.
今のが、ちょっと同じようなサイズのボス戦だったんですけど、今回ちょっと大きめのボス戦をご紹介
Looks like something out of
So what you
Bleach.
saw me fighting before was a boss that's the same size as me, but this is something that is way bigger.
Mm-hmm. I'm still cracking up that none of us thought to actually bust the gel. When we saw that yesterday in practice, we were all like, what? Such a great use of that right there. So you get stuck in it, and it's difficult, but you can actually use your chain to break it.
He's doing things that I didn't know that you could do here. Exactly what you're talking about, like wrapping up. If you get too close to those, you'll get stuck in them.
Mm-hmm. Look out for the slam. Oh, nice dodge. Okay, so this is what we call the homunculus. That's one of the name of this enemy, rather. Excuse me. Ooh,
nice!
Excellent dodge.
Wow!
Oh! So those were all perfect dodges.
Right.
If you dodge in the last second, you can actually release a sync attack, and you can do it using your character, or you can follow up using your Legion. So he's doing various ones. That right there was a perfect dodge with a sync attack using your Legion. All right, so excellent.
He's like a little safe space over there.
And then what you're seeing him do is he's tapping the ZL button to send his Legion up in the air and go directly attack the homunculus. Because you're seeing critical hit damage. That's what that yellow in the number is indicating. Right now you're seeing kind of white damage, so it's just basic damage. Then he's going to go back up. There's that critical hit damage. He's trying to follow up too to get some more attacks in there.
Yeah, but he knew that attack was coming, so he canceled.
So now he's knocked it down.
Nice.
There we go. He's going to unchain, switch to a different Legion, and then just go ham.
Holy cow.
I really like that the previous boss was a little more mobile. They were also in the air, so it required a different type of strategy. We see this boss is a little bit more centered, but more attacks coming from the side. And again, the battlefield has just transformed.
Yeah, this is a bonker sequence.
今見てもらってるみたいにバトルの最中にステージがどんどん変化していって、このステージに関してはレギオンを使って移動したりみたいなこともできるようになってます。
And as you were just talking about, and as you just saw, in the middle of the battle, the stage actually changes shape. But you can use the Legion to actually move around the stage between the broken up parts of it.
Yeah, what we're going to do now, what Taro-san's trying to do now, he saw that he got the left arm. Now he's trying to get the right arm chain. What this will do... Oh!
Nice. Oh, wow.
I never get sick of seeing that last minute switch to the Axe
cool.
Legion.
So he's switching to that Axe Legion so quickly to protect himself from that attack.
It's brilliant. And he's going to do it again.
Where's my fucking mouse? There we go. No, I'm just sitting here with this giant smile on my face. I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of this game. It's got a lot of really neat intricacies to it, but I really can't wait to get this in my hands come August.
Perfect example. All right, now
and
we're
he
going
can sit and switches back to sword.
and block. All right, maybe he can get it right there. Yeah, he's got it.
Oh, no.
He's a big guy, but he moves pretty
Mobile,
fast.
yeah. He's going to probably get...
Okay.
All right. This one, he's got it.
Oh, my gosh.
Slippery little sucker. So another way he's going to do, too, he's going to use the Arrow Legion to kind of shoot at its head, because remember, remember that I was saying that the weak points on the enemy here, the Harmless, was its head. So, yeah, both arms are chained down now, so he's just going to pile on the damage by doing all kinds of abilities here. And there we go. Good
sync attack. Another sync attack.
Now he can go back to the face, and then there we go. He's going to probably do a lot more sync damage. You can see the Homunculus's health is going down really fast now. Okay. Nice shots. That's so much. Whoa! That was close.
Seeing Tara-san play here, it was clear why I had such a hard time with this boss.
Yeah, he's almost got him. Oh, blocked. Yes. Perfect. All right, he's going to move.
And he's getting his hits in where he can.
Yeah, he's going to reposition one last shot.
Nice. Styling.
Perfect. Now we're just going to show the little cutscene here at the end. But yeah, that was perfect.
That was amazing to see.
That was great.
こうやって倒した後も、これで終わりかと思いきや、まだこの先も実は続きます。
You may think that now that you've beaten the boss that it's the end, but actually it keeps going on, and so there's a lot more that you have to look forward to right from here on out. You're just going to see.
All right, and that's perfect. We're going to stop right there.
ここから先はですね、購入していただいて、ぜひ楽しみにしていただきたいなと思います。
I'd like people to people who purchase this game to actually see what's coming up next and have fun with that.
Absolutely, yeah. We love this game. We can't stop talking about it ever since we probably first played it. But that's all we have to show today for Astral Chain. You want to go ahead and take us out here?
Sure. Would Mr. Tara like to make any closing comments?
Oh, yeah. Good point.
はい、このアストラルチェインですね、2体を使って戦うっていうところで、今回の動画でもちょっと難しい方もいると思うんですけれども、アクションが苦手な方にもちゃんとサポートするようなモードも用意してますので、ぜひ皆さんご期待いただきたいなと思います。
So, with Astral Chain's gameplay, while you're controlling two characters at the same time, people may think, oh man, this looks too hard for me, but we actually have a special mode for people who may not think they're too skilled at this game. So please look forward to this game when it comes out.
Absolutely.
All right, and as a reminder, the game is available August 30th, so look forward to that in a few months. Next up, we're going to have new Super Lucky's Tale, Nintendo Treehouse Live. We'll be right back.
All right, well, that's our little bit of look at Astral Chain. I mean, coming out in about a month and a half, I'd say. Well, no, about 2 months, actually. I thought it was later in June than it actually was. But yeah, about 2 months away from this game. It looks really sweet. Like I said, I love the kind of looking, the kind of RPG looking stuff that we're seeing, the action gameplay. Honestly, all I'm really hoping is that it's got a good story to go along with some of the cool stuff that we saw. So let me know down in the comments, guys, what you guys thought of the gameplay. As always, like, comment, not already, please subscribe to the channel. Down in the description will be all of the social media, that is Facebook, Twitter, the website, minds.com. Along with links to both parts of this video if you want to watch it without me sitting here being just talking over it. Other than that, like I already said, like, comment, not already, please subscribe to the channel. If you are already subscribed, if you are thinking about subscribing, please, or after you hit the subscribe button, click that little bell icon. Make sure you have that clicked. Make sure you're getting notifications on when I'm uploading so you can stay up to date on everything going on the channel. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll have more for you probably later today. And yeah, until next time, my name's AJ Gels. This is Home of the Game Channel. I'm out.